Well, guys, numbers have been confirmed by Disney and box office analysts, and it's official. Black Panther Wakanda Forever opened up on Friday, which includes the Thursday box office numbers, with a shocking $84 million. So in terms of expectations, I think it's pretty safe to say that going into this weekend, there was a high-end estimate of this type of box office for Friday, again, which includes Thursday because it rolls into it. But again, I don't think anybody was actually expecting above 80. As we talked about it, 70 to 80 was kind of expected by most analysts. Some were even saying it would do under 70. Again, there were certain circumstances that they kind of leaned into to explain this, which honestly does kind of make sense if you really think about it. This was one of those films where we just didn't know. Would people agree and revolt against the film because they decided to not recast Chadwick's T'Challa? Would people just be angry? Were people just caught up with the hype with the first film and there was nothing with the second film? If you follow some of the other narrative this year, the narrative has been that Marvel Studios is losing steam and this film wasn't going to deliver at all. Again, certain outlets were out there spinning specific narratives. It doesn't matter at this point. Obviously, with 84 million in the first day, things are looking absolutely incredible. And right now, if you just plug this into how estimates are going to go over the rest of the weekend, and if you compare it to the other films, if it maintains the same type of trajectory, assuming there's no giant drop on a Saturday or a Sunday, this thing is looking like it's going to do above 175, possibly even above 180 this weekend, which was the high-end goal. So there is a chance that this thing could be bigger than most people thought. Again, by the end of the weekend, we'll know exactly where it ends up and what happens. But overall, it's looking pretty solid. And again, I think the bigger picture here is going to be what happens with the demographics, as I mentioned in the last video, because we're seeing that there's a lot of Latin American people going to see this film, which makes sense because of Namor. And again, that's an untapped market, really. And at the same time, we're also seeing just a lot of support for this film, again, with families and especially young people, which I think is important here. It's a key demographic that, you know, they need to look at carefully. And the one thing that really sticks out to me with this one is if you look at, and again, they can't be disclosed and I can't disclose it, but if you look at toy sales, you're going to see that there is definitely a correlation to be made here leading up to this film. So I think this film has a lot going for it over the next couple weeks, which obviously we'll talk about, but this impressive single day take is honestly quite good to see.